Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bayou Time Sports. Stan Gravois here. And it is spring. It's not just baseball and softball. It's track and field time. And all of our local teams in the Bayou region participated in their district meets last week. We want to bring you some of those results from the district meets. First, we're going to take a look at District 8 5A, the boys teams. Thibodeau High School, congratulations. They score 141 points to win the title in District 8 5A, outdistancing Hornville and Central Lafourche both by 11 points. In fourth place was Destrehan. Rounding out the field was East St. John, Terrebonne, and H.L. Bourgeois. These young men are going to be moving on to participate in the regionals later this week, which leads to the big state championships, which happen in a couple of weeks. So again, congratulations to Thibodeau's boys. On the girls' side of things, it was a little bit different. We go back to the river as Hornville wins it. The Lady Tigers from Hornville score 153 points. In second place was Central Lafourche's girls with 138 points. Destrehan in fourth place. Rounding out the field was H.L. Bourgeois, Thibodeau, Terrebonne, and East St. John. So Central Lafourche, boys and girls, both made terrific showings in their particular meets leading up to the district title. Again, we wish those kids from District 8 5A the best as they move on to regionals. In District 8 4A, it was all about the E.D. White Cardinals. The boys won the team title, and that is correct, folks, 171 points to Lutcher's 92 points. So they easily outdistanced the rest of the field. E.D. White is very balanced in the runs and the field events, and they do a terrific job there. South Lafourche is in third place. Vanderbilt Catholic in fourth place. Rounding out the field, Morgan City, Ellender, South Terrebonne, and Assumption. And the girls from E.D. White duplicate what the boys do. They win the district title. They score 195 points. 137 points go to South Lafourche, so they are your district runner-up. Lutcher was in third place. Vanderbilt Catholic in fourth place. Fifth place went to South Terrebonne, Morgan City, Assumption, and an Ellender rounding out the field there. So a sweep by the E.D. White Cardinals in track and field. They're having a terrific sports season, and it continues for them. There were a couple of superlatives we want to talk about, too. A couple of individuals who had terrific track seasons, but along the line set all-time school records. First, from Thibodeau High School in the 300-meter hurdles, it was Carlton Ingram who ran a 39.9 to set the all-time Thibodeau High School record. Congratulations to Carlton. When you consider how long some of these records stay in the books, it's really spectacular. 300-meter hurdles is a relatively new race in track and field on the high school level. Nonetheless, Carlton set that record earlier in the year. He will be going on to state for the Thibodeau Tigers, and hopefully he can get him some points. Remember, they were district champions, and if they could sort of compile some points here going into the state meet, maybe there's a chance for the Thibodeau Tigers to make a little noise when they get to the 5A state meet. Let's move on. Another guy who set a school record early in the year was Blake Guidry, pole vaulter from E.D. White High School. Folks, consider that the world record is 20 feet, right? Well, a bit over 20 feet. And, of course, that's our guy Mondo from Lafayette who has that. This kid is jumping 15 feet in high school. That is spectacular. That is the all-time E.D. White school record. And, of course, he is your champion in the district meet last week, so he's going to be moving on and actually competed last year in pole vault on the state level. So we do hope that Blake could go on and compete and do well when he gets to the state meet related to track and field. The one thing that you must consider when you think about track and field does not separate private into public. In other words, where you have select brackets for all the other sports and you have non-select brackets, that's not what track and field does. Everybody competes together. So if you are a 3A school, you compete as a 3A school. There's no specific divisions, although it's called divisions. It's a situation where select and non-select come together to compete in those. And some of you may be wondering, well, you had Houma Christian and you had CCA who also compete in track and field. They do, but not all of the teams in their district compete in track and field. So when it comes to district meets, they're basically running for times to get in the state meet. And we had some kids who did really well. Of course, when they do go on and they compete at the state meet, we're going to be there to make sure to get you all of the results from that. All of our kids who are top finishers in the state are going to be passed on to you, as well as tennis, which is going on later this week. Actually, those guys are all up there starting this week related to tennis, golf, and those other, we call them Olympic sports that go on. We're going to make sure to pass those on to you, as well as baseball and softball. So again, make sure you tune in, as we are going to bring you all of the Bayou Region high school sports, and we're going to bring them to you so that you can understand these kids are really achieving at the highest level in our area. If there's any team who has a great shot at winning it all, obviously you saw it. It's the E.D. White boys. The way they outdistance everybody in 8-4A, they have the nucleus and I would say the depth to maybe go up there to the state meet and maybe bring back a state championship. We certainly are hoping that happens for that group. That puts a bow on track and field. We're going to be back with more Bayou Time after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.